What's up? Okay, so it's leg day today and we're in a different environment. We're in a different gym, Axiom Gym. The main reason why I came to this gym today is these are Axiom are the gyms that I've been training in for years and years. But for filming purposes, it's been just a little bit easier in Berserker Gym. They do have good equipment in this, a great atmosphere, but I don't like their leg extension, so I thought let's come here for legs today because I really want to get on a leg extension. Would you fucking believe it? Soon as we were walking over to the leg extension, some woman jumps on us. It's like, okay, so I'm gonna go on this free weight leg extension to begin. I'm not really too keen on these, so I'll just do an extra exercise. Then, after a few sets, the female got off. Just as we was walking over there, another fucking woman. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, but someone else took the leg extension, so I'm fucking pissed. But this is normal, isn't it? You know, in a gym environment. But it's just typical. There are so many pieces of equipment in here. It's quite quiet at the moment. But the only piece that I want, people fucking happen to be on. Law of attraction, baby. So I'm doing sets on this free weight machine here. I've done 3 sets and I've done a 4th set that was a drop set. I'm going to do a 5th set now. There's someone still in that leg extension, and if anything, I'll go back onto that machine at the end just to really take advantage of being at this gym here today. They've got a Life Fitness leg extension that I really, really like. I do like hammer strength equipment, but I just don't like their free weight equipment when it comes to the hamstring curl and the leg extensions. But mind you, the standing hamstring curl is good with the hammer strength. I don't like the lie-in. I don't like the lie-in with the free weight. I much prefer the stack. So I'm gonna pre-fatigue here first. Then I'm gonna go on to leg press and take advantage of the hack squat here because there's no hack squat at Berserker Gym. I'll knock out some lunges as well and see what else I feel like after then. Probably stick to some stiff-legged deadlifts, I think. Let's see how we go. Pre-fatiguing on leg extension, I'm on 45-degree leg press here, doing about 20 repetitions, very slow and deliberate, a little bit different to how I trained last week, which was a little bit more explosive and aggressive. But I really want to protect my knees now and get that mind-muscle connection. I don't want to have to keep going exceptionally heavy and put a lot of stress onto my joints, my connective tissue. And I've trained obviously a lot heavier in the past, as you would know. I remember counting like 32 plates on here and stacking them on the top, but there's no way in hell I'm going to be doing that anytime in the near future. So when it comes to leg extensions, I really don't rest that much. It'll be a minute max. But when it comes to compound movements, that's including your hamstrings, your glutes, your quads, such as a leg press or squat, I'm resting for several minutes. Get my breath back, replenish my ATP sources, and make sure that I'm completely recovered before hitting it again, you know? So keep that in mind. Compound movements will require a little bit more rest. Isolation, not as much. You can knock it out a little bit more, such as bicep curls, tricep extensions, side raises, leg extensions, hamstring curls, things like that. It doesn't require that much rest, but when you're talking about deadlifts, rows, bench press, squat, leg press, things like that, you will require a little bit more rest. Now, a lot of you are always asking me what's on my playlist, so I'll tell you every now and again. So today, same as yesterday, I'm listening to Cold Chamber. I don't know if you can see that. Cold Chamber Rivals is the album. It's a little bit aggressive, it's a little bit heavy, but it's perfect to get you in the zone and shut everything out. You know, when you get to say your 18th rep and your quads are absolutely burning, and help me push out that extra 1 or 2 repetitions. And you'll notice that I'm always wearing these rider wear shoes. Just the same sort of things, but in different color. These are called the Rogues. I also like the Carbons. Now the reason being is at the bottom are very, very flat. Very, very flat. There isn't much cushioning there whatsoever. And the reason why I like that is because I have more surface area of my feet in connection with the plate that I'm pushing against, or the ground that I'm being supported upon if I'm doing like a squat or deadlift or row or shoulder press, standing shoulder press, anything like that. I just like the stability. And remember, you also always have to look after your foundation in order to, you know, build the rest of your house. Okay, I think that's a good 3 minutes now, so I'm going to do one more set here. That is it, we're done for today. So as you can see, this is a quad dominant day for legs. The next workout is going to be a hamstring dominant day. And started off with the leg extensions, obviously unilateral, knocking about 20 repetitions there. By the way, if you are unsure with the order of these exercises or sets or reps, please look at the description. It's all described there. I may blabber this out wrong now, the blood is in my leg, so please look at the description, that is correct. After the leg extension, went on to my favorite exercise, and that was a 45-degree leg press. Nice and slow, steady, kept the muscles activated, no locking out to the top, driving through the heels. And did a couple of rest pause repetitions at the end, still just trying to maintain around 20 repetitions there. And then once done there, went to the hack squat. I don't usually do the hack squat now, but I wanted to take advantage of that, you know, considering I was at this gym today. And did a progressive overload, like a pyramid set there. So started off with about 25 repetitions, 20, and then 15, and I think about 12 repetitions for the last set. And then went over to this leg press here, but I use it as like a sissy squat. Sissy squat in a conventional manner kind of puts too much stress on my knees, but knocking out very, very high repetitions here, minimum of 50, going very, very slow and deliberate, but whilst bringing my glutes off from this bench really targets that area. Now this is an exercise you need to be very, very careful with. There's no way I would do that heavy. It puts way too much spine stress compressed upon the spine from those shoulder pads and at the angle that you're at. So it's a very delicate exercise that you should be very, very wary of. If it seems too awkward, please don't do it. You know, I'm going very, very light, high repetitions, going very slow and deliberate on that movement, so I don't put myself in a predicament of injury. And then I supersetted that immediately with walking lunges. I was set to do barbell lunges today, but my body weight seems enough. And speaking of which, I have no idea what my body weight is now. I'll weigh myself again on Monday, but I know it's shooting up. I know that for a fact because usually I'm quite a fit guy, and I'm starting to get out of breath in between these sets. Legs you do anyway, but I'm feeling definitely more out of breath than I certainly usually am. And I'd say that's because I have decreased my cardio. I have increased muscle mass, which requires more oxygen and more blood, obviously. And I'm putting on more overall weight, which is more difficult to maneuver. So I'd say those are several of the areas of concern there. And I'm always using a belt. You'll notice I'm using a belt. I'm using a belt for a couple of reasons. It's because over the past couple of years, when I was putting on size, I noticed that I've put on size around my waist. My waist has begun to get a little bit more blocky. I think that's because of a lot of heavy unilateral moves, deadlifts, started squatting a bit again, and I think the primary reason though was because I was getting a little bit of bloat in my stomach because my opportunist flora and my gut microbiome wasn't as healthy as it could have. Maybe there's a little bit too much glyphosate, pesticides, herbicides, mycotoxins, pollutants, all sorts within my gut. So I think I've cleared that now because I don't feel bloated whatsoever. So I'm wearing a belt as well to keep my waist in tight and for me to be conscious of it and to support myself, especially on legs. So yeah, that is it. So I'm going to have my recaged right now. I'm going to do a little bit of cardio just to remove myself of the lactic acid that's built up in my thighs, which will equate to faster recovery without carbohydrates, remember, so you can get sufficient insulin spike without sedating your natural growth hormone levels. And then in about an hour's time, I'll have some carbohydrates with my protein-rich solid meal. And that's all she wrote for today. So I think we've got delts tomorrow. So I'll see you back in the gym for deltoid.